What's up, everybody? This is Rick Knight. Welcome to another video by The Bad Philosopher. In this video, I'd like to discuss or explain the reason why I think socialism sucks. There's quite a few reasons why socialism sucks. I guess I'm just going to stick to the few that really sticks out for me. The main reason why I feel that socialism sucks is because socialism has just never worked. Ever. Not once. It hasn't worked. It failed 100% of the times that has ever been tried. Venezuela is only the last example that we have. During the 20th century alone, there was over 100 million deaths. People were poor, people were miserable. It breeds crime and corruption and violence. If that doesn't stick out, if that's not the red flag you need to tell you how shitty socialism is, then I don't know what to say about you. I really would have to question your intelligence. I would really have to question your IQ. There's no way you can tell me that you can find any intrinsic value with socialism. But I have other issues with it. Let's move on past the obvious. Let's talk about property rights. I'm a big fan of property rights. I believe that an individual has the right to own a piece of property, whether that property is my hat, my shirt, if that property is the phone that I'm recording this, if it's my ideas, intellectual property. You see, property, I look at it as an extension of the hand. It's much like the samurais with their katana blades. They would say that this is not a sword, it's an extension of the hand. It's an extension of the warrior, of the warrior spirit. The same thing with property. It is an extension of the hand. It's an extension of the worker. That worker could be a plumber like me. It could be a police officer. It could be a businessman, a lawyer, a doctor. We all produce work, so we're all workers. Our property is an extension of us. In socialism, you don't have rights to your property, so you have rights to the clothes on your back. You have rights to the box of tissues that you have. That's yours. Maybe your smokes. Maybe if you have a cup of coffee, that's yours. But when it comes to businesses, when it comes to the market, you do not have the rights to it. It is not owned by you. It is owned by society, and the government regulates it on behalf of society. So it sounds a lot like communism. It's just in communism, the government regulates the market and the means of production on their behalf. In socialism, it's on our behalf. Same thing. But they take possession of property, of businesses, of any money-making venture. They take possession of it, and it's property that belongs to everyone. In some socialist countries, you weren't allowed to actually own a house, an apartment, a condo, or whatever you want to call it. You weren't allowed to own it. It wasn't yours. It belonged to the state. You just happened to live there. That's another reason that socialism sucks, and it sucks for me because I work hard for every penny that I make, and my money is an extension of my hand. It's an extension of my labor. It's my money, it's my property to do with it as I please. So maybe I take it and I build it up. I put it away, I save it. Being that I'm a plumber, I can do side jobs, so maybe I decide to contract myself out to other people, to homeowners, work for them, business owners, work for them, different people, do work on the side on my time off, build up more money. Maybe I get a nice contract with someone who has a decent sized job or a big job for me to do that I can land that job, I can do the job. It's a big stack of money I'll make off of that job, and maybe now I can walk away from my boss and I can start my own business and be my own company. And I build this company up. Again, my labor, my money, my property, an extension of my hands and labor. Now finally I decide to hire someone. I'm that busy, I need help, I hire someone. That person who comes into this business, into my property, he or she does not have ownership of this property, which is an extension of my hands, an extension of my labor. It belongs to me. If the business succeeds, then I do well. If it doesn't and it fails, then I fail. That's a fair system. Socialism, you don't get that choice. The government regulates your businesses. They regulate your property. They regulate the extension of your hand. That's just another reason why socialism completely sucks. The next reason is this one-class system that they like. One-class system will never, ever work. We will never be one class. Even if you and I make the same amount of money, live in the same size house, drive the same type of car, have the same furniture, same clothing, smoke the same brand cigarette, drink the same coffee. None of that matters anything. Maybe our intellect is different. Maybe our behavior is different. Maybe the character that we hold is different, which will allow one of us to interact with the group on a higher social class. They might not be on a higher economic class, but they'll be definitely on a higher social class. You can't regulate a social class. You can't regulate class of people when it comes to society, when it comes to social, right? That can't be done because people will group up as they choose. If you're into opera, you'll be at the opera. You won't find guys like me at the opera. You're gonna find men and women who are most likely very educated, because that seems to be the type of people that are into opera and classical music. You're gonna find people who are professional, people who tend to be very educated, intellectual, and they will continue with their class structure just without having more money than us. They will not associate with people that they deem to be less than them. Socialism is not something that we can implement. It has not been implemented. I know they say that it looks great on paper. It's just hard to implement. It doesn't look good on paper. It looks terrible on paper. And when they say it just hasn't been implemented properly, it's like, well, do you know how to implement it? All of this time that passed, all of these nations that tried, they all failed. All this time, all we needed was you, the one who truly understands it. Because they all said the same thing. All those other nations said that it just hasn't been implemented properly. And then they tried, and then they failed. Socialism sucks. It's a terrible system. They say it leads to communism. I say they're both the same. Communism, socialism, Marxism, it's all crap. Well, I don't know if I have anything else to say. I was going to go on further and talk about why I'm a capitalist, but I did a video about that already, that capitalism works. We have proof of it, 242 years of American existence, of it working. The rest of the world is following suit. Most of the world, the entire European nations, following along with capitalism. Why? Because it works. They tried socialism, and it don't seem like they want to try it again. But you guys want to try it. Well, not all of you, just the ones who want to try it. You want to try it. You want to try to bring socialism to America. You are now voting for these democratic socialists. I don't understand how you put a word in front of socialist and it changes socialism. Can I be a democratic Nazi? Does that work? That doesn't work. A Nazi is still a Nazi. A socialist is still a socialist. But you want to try it. You want to try to be the one to bring socialism to this country. It doesn't work. That's all I have for today. Just wanted to share my thoughts about that, how I feel that your property is your property. You've earned it. It's an extension of who you are. It's an extension of your hand. It's an extension of your labor. Everything you put into life. This is the physical remains. This is the physical property of your existence, of my existence, of our existence. There's no reason why someone else should claim any stake to our labor, to our production, to our property, to anything we own, to anything we've created. If you open a business, that's what you created. That's your property. You took the risk. You put the money up. You did all the countless unpaid labor to build this company up. You hire me. I don't have any right to your property, to the extension of your labor, of your hands, of your soul. That belongs to you. Well, that's all I have. Thank you for tuning in. Please comment at the bottom. Let me know how you feel, if you agree, if you disagree, if you like it, if you hate it. If you want to insult me, if you have something to say, please say it, but please be funny about it. Hit the like button, hit that bell over there or over there. I don't know where the hell it is. Just hit it. Help me out. Help me get the message out. And that's all I have. Thank you.